What's good, YouTube? Man, Steel here. And what to me seems like out of nowhere, because quite frankly, I'm not too into, like, I guess the announcements and stuff, which kind of puts me behind as a YouTuber, but whatever. Here we are. They have announced the new set that comes out a week from now. As you can see here, it's in the title of their video. It's available June 26th. It's Eevee Grove, so quite obviously it's going to be about Eevee. I've yet to watch the trailer. I saw already like other YouTubers have posted about it, so I've seen kind of like at least pictures of what's going on. As far as anything else, there's nothing to do but to just get right into the trailer and see what they got to show for us. It should be a mini set, by the way. Hopefully that's not too loud. From my end, it's crazy. All right, all the Eevees, yep. Eevee Grove, another rainbow set like Shining Revelry. Oh, Eevee EX. All right, we'll go back to that. So it looks like they're showing us what they all do. Flareon EX. Sylveon, okay. Penny. Full transparency, I don't know who that is. Alright, so similar to other sets in the past. Oops, did not mean to start that again. But similar to other sets in the past, what we see is the what's it called? I'll let it skip through. That it's like mini sets that are like focused on something specific. So I guess similar to like last set being Ultra Beast or the Triumphant Light being Arceus. Let's see if we could find where the first cards were shown. Oh, Spraggles, good boy. Yeah, no. Once I saw a Spraggle video, I was like, oh, I'm late. Granted, you know, different audiences, but it's all good. Okay, the actual cards were a little further down. Okay, so we have this Eevee, which for a second I thought I was watching the trailer in a different language. I was like, but it's just Eevee Evolve, which is this Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon. So it's like, although it's Eevee EX, you could evolve any Eeveelution onto it. Other than that, it's a basic that hits for 30. So it's like granted, it's like, oh, it's a strong, not a strong Farfetch. It's weaker than Farfetch, has more HP, but it is a 2-pointer. What as a card, doesn't seem too bad. Let's go further down. I know we could skip frames with just this button, but I don't remember how many frames we'd have to skip to actually find a card. So hold up, let's jump again here. All right, here we could kind of see most, if not all, the. Okay, so it seems like the only EXs for like the Flareons are going to be the Eevee. I mean, for the Eeveelutions, so Eevee, Flareon, and Sylveon, which we'll see better pictures of later. And I think they showed. I think the only one we didn't really see after the fact was Umbreon here. So hopefully, let's see if we go in reverse. Dark Binding. If the defending Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, this attack, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Okay, so if this Umbreon attacks a basic, not only is it dealing 40 damage, that basic Pokemon cannot attack. So I guess counter to like Buzzwole, Giratina, like that type of format. It is one. However, like none of these are like colorless energy. Wait, I guess the Leafeon is, right? Hold on, let's see back up there. Yeah, so like Leafeon's gonna be able to be splashed into any deck. The rest of them are a little harder to do. Granted, you could always put Glaceon and Vaporeon in the same list, Espeon and Sylveon, because of the whole way that Ice and Fairy fall under other subcategories. All right, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, these are the Vaporeon. 3 energy, 1 water, specific to colorless, hyper whirlpool, 70 damage. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So you see, this is something that I mentioned with when Team Rocket Grunt came out, especially, and then when they showed Guzzlord. Like the concept is something that I feel like they're gonna be using quite a bit, where they're gonna keep adding it to cards and it's gonna be pretty much anytime that it goes off is gonna be pretty ignorant. Granted, for 3 energy, it doesn't seem too crazy, but that's the third Team Rocket Grunt that we have in the game, basically. Jolteon Beginning Bolt. If this Pokemon evolved during this turn, it does 20 more damage. So, in sort of an aggro game, I can see how you could just deal 60 real quick, but not too sure on how relevant that'll be. All right, let's skip forward a little bit. Okay, the Flareon is probably something that I should have read earlier, but what the... Do we get a better picture after? Okay, yeah. We have Flareon EX. It's 150 HP. Combust. Once during your turn, you may attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. If you do 20 damage to this Pokemon. So that's similar to, is it Gardevoir? or from the actual TCG. But I think that one has like no limit as long as you just keep dealing 20. This one at least is once per turn, and for fire spin 130, discard 2. So technically, obviously, you ramp this up to 3, you attack, discard to 2. The following turn, you attach and use its ability. So it's kind of like similar to an Arcanine in the sense of like how it deals damage to itself. Because although it's just, I mean, not how it deals damage to itself, but like ultimately how it starts dealing damage. We'll see how relevant that is. Not my favorite, but honestly, HP wise and damage wise, it's like the equivalent. Again, like the standard, I guess, is like Giratina at this point, but like it's a high, it's one shotting bust walls and stuff like that. So you know, there's something to it. We go a little bit slower here. We got the Espeon. We got with Energy Crush. Okay, does that clear up at any moment here? This, I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to find. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached. Maybe I'm like, maybe there's a clearer picture in a little bit. Okay, no, so they actually did show us the Umbreon. Okay, so they clearly show us the Umbreon. The Espeon's just like the most blurry picture I've ever seen in my life. Or am I tripping? Let's see if I go through the motion. At some point, it's visible. For each energy attached to all... I'm having a hard time reading that one. To all your opponent's Pokemon, maybe? Or is it all your Pokemon? Hold up, let me see if I can figure that out. Honestly, I just... Oh, maybe if we go back to the picture where they're all at, like in a circle. Hold up. Where was that at? Maybe here we could... Alright, this attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, I guess. Opponents... Hold up, let's see if we can finish the sentence here. It's definitely opponents. Yeah, so I guess if like it does 20 damage per energy attached like throughout their entire board, that poor active Pokemon just gets blasted. Like that's what it seems like it's gonna be. Then the Umbreon we saw. Leafeon being the only generic one is pretty good with the Eevee play, so that you don't necessarily have to play it in a grass deck. But this attack does 20 more damage for each grass energy attacks this Pokemon, so never mind, I take that back. Now that I read it. Not generic at all. But and then we have Ice Blade. This attack does just 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's like a, I think Finian or whatever. I'm personally not a fan of when they print cards again, but whatever. Carry on. The Sylveon EX is what I'm excited for here. The artwork looks beautiful, by the way. Okay, we see Happy Ribbon. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. So they're just giving Eevee another research in the deck. What in the world is this? And for 2 energy 70, that's a little on the lower end. Obviously, we have cards like Starmie that have been doing a lot more sooner. But you just got to think of Eevee as an engine at this point. Like, you could use it as an engine in this situation because you don't have to evolve it into the active. You just be evolving Sylveon onto your Eevees and just drawing 2 cards. On top of already drawing with obviously research. We have like, I can see this getting quite strong just based on the fact that I don't know. It's I see draw. Maybe it's the Yu-Gi-Oh background in me. I see draw cards and it's just like, what in the world? What else do we have here? Oh, the penny, right? I think that's the only other card between Sylveon. Okay, so let's see these. Let's play it real quick. Okay. Oh, and I just realized that Eevee was an item. I got stuck on the penny. Okay, penny. Look at a random support card that's not penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into the deck. Use the effect of that card as the effect of. All right, so I'm aware that I was off on Looker, mainly because I did think it was gonna be bad in tournament play, but I was like, oh, maybe in ranked it could be useful. I was wrong. Okay, and then seeing this makes me a little hesitant on whether it's gonna be good or not, because playing a random supporter from your opponent's deck is kind of crazy because it could be like game changing. It could be your 3rd copy of research out of nowhere. It could also just be a dead card. I wonder if it's able to pick a. I know it says a random supporter. I wonder if it could pick one that's not like valid. Like, because technically you can't activate Cyrus. Can it pick Cyrus? Like, let's say they don't have a bench or their bench isn't hurt. Would it let you pick Cyrus? Or would, since it can't, it just skips to a card that you could actually play? That seems like an interesting card. I don't know about how relevant. Again, when the fact that deck sizes are just 20 cards, it's hard to fit something like this in, but whatever. And then Eevee Bag. During this turn, attacks used by your opponents. Wait, I don't. Hold up. Let me. During this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from Eevee do 10 plus damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, or it heals 20 damage for each of your Pokemon that evolves from Eevee. Alright, hold on. Heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon that evolves from... Oh, okay, so not per each, to each. Okay, so all your Eeveelutions heal for 20, or during this turn they all get a Geo Geo buff. The benefit being that it is an item card. So you have Irida and or Geo in the form of an item card, which means you could activate 2 of them and heal 40 throughout, or you could deal 20 extra on top of like a red or a Geo. That could be pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean like if you're playing an Eeveelution deck, I can see that definitely being part of the deck. Like, why wouldn't you just play a potion that's generic? They also randomly revealed these guys. Or at least random to me. Maybe there's some kind of connection between the Eeveelutions in this. Not that I could think of. Okay, we will go back here. It seems to be okay. Swirlix Sweets Relay is generic. If one of your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during your last turn, this attack does 20 more. And there's like a whole engine of Pokemon to do that. Same effects on the Messeri. And then Sweets Overload. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon use Sweet Relay during the game. So technically, let's say early on you go Swirlix. You do it a couple of times, for example. That means the next time you go with the Alcremie, it starts doing 80. That could be rather interesting. That seems like something that in solo battles, I'm gonna go off with if possible, you know? We might just stray away from Togekiss for once. Then all the Eeveelutions, and that's about it. We get it available June 26th. Honestly, it's hard to say like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. Like, I like what they're doing with it. I'm not the biggest fan of sets that are just focused on one situation, one archetype, or one idea, because it does make it where like if you, let's say you open, especially a free-to-play player, not that I'm one, but for a free-to-play player, you open a bunch of packs. Let's say you'd never hit the Eevee EX. It's a whole set that you can't play, and then at the end of the season, when they bring out something else that outpowers this, it kind of becomes unplayable. But I feel like they realize, like, you know what's gonna get us a lot of money? Just putting Eevees, bro. Like, people love Eevees, like the Eeveelutions. Look at prismatic evolutions and all that stuff in like the physical core game. Nonetheless, I'm excited. Hopefully, it's hard to say. Like, I guess it's gonna depend on, would this change the format? Because that's what I was hoping for. Like the new set too is like to kind of like change up the format. The amount of buzz rolls, the amount of like coin flip endings that I'm having to my games, it's kind of rough this format. But nonetheless, excited. Cool to see an Eevee EX. Cool to see all the Eeveelutions. Flareon getting the love of the EX. Honestly, this Sylveon is gonna be insane. It has to be. Even if it's only hitting for 70, that draw 2 on a stage 1 on top of like, I don't know. I see draw cards and I'm like, this has to be good. Nonetheless, again, it'll be out in a week from now. Technically, I always get lost with the whole like the time frame. Basically, it's gonna be like at reset. A week from now, at reset, like, is when it'll be released. So hopefully, once the set drops, you guys have the best of luck getting the pulls you want. As always, I will be making extra solo battles for all the extra solo battles that come out for this set. Whether it's like 2, if they only release a few. Granted, at least minimum, there'll probably be 5. There'll be one for Sylveon, there'll be one for Flareon, and one for, actually, would they have one for Eevee? I don't know. We'll see when they get here. Nonetheless, please consider subscribing. Oh, and before I forget, although they've already announced a new set, the current format is still not over. I'm currently still fighting for my spot in the top 100. If you're interested in that, I do be streaming from like weekdays, Monday to Friday, towards the nighttime, like 11 p.m. Eastern for me. I don't know what time that is for you, so feel free to check it out. The link will be in the description below. I think that's enough for me. Thank you for watching, and above all else, stay pro.